Hi everyone! Welcome to your newest addition to this channel. It is Good Morning Tea, where Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I would read everybody and inspire you with some oracle cards. So how about let's make your tea now? Hi everyone, welcome to your Vedic Sidereal Astrology general prediction. Just to give you guys a heads up, this is a general prediction and that your Mahadasha and your Antardasha will play a significant role before we go through the transit. We also practice Jyotish, meaning this is to enlighten. We are going to go through each of the zodiac, but again, this is a general prediction, so we do advise for you guys to consult an astrologer if you are going to a specific dasha in your life before you can use this prediction. We will try as much to be as accurate as it is still going to be showing some effectivity with the general energies that you might be encountering for this particular month. Without further ado, we're gonna start your reading from each of the zodiac. All right, Gemini, so we have Dr. Pai over here, so let's begin. Take it away, Dr. Pai.
Namaste to all your viewers and Gemini. This month is going to be a kind of a shift that is also going to happen for you because your Lord Mercury is going to go retrograde around the 17th of this month, and it's the fourth house Lord. So those people who are looking to change homes or wanting to go for this pilgrimage, or they're wanting to go for a retreat program, or if some people are looking to start new businesses, maybe it's not the best time to really think, but when Mercury goes retrograde, it's really a good time to have the plan ready for what you want to do in future. So don't go into the execution mode. It's still on the planning phase. It's still on the drawing board. So let your plans be there, but let it concretize. Let it stay there. So I wouldn't want many of you to really go for a new car, after the 17th or go for switching the home, even though you're planning to. Maybe you can just hold yourself for some time. Another thing, it's also your home. So maybe you might want to get a few friends back home and have a good time with them. And also what I want to say, because Rahu, which is the north node of the moon in Vedic astrology, that's on your ascendant. So that gives you more, you feel more, you want to feel more recognized. You want to feel more, in control of the power that you have. You also want to have a lot of ideas, because Rahu in the first house is going to give you a lot of ideas what you want to do. You always want to be in a position much higher than what you think you must be. If you think you're here now, you really are planning somewhere. But always remember, Mercury will help you to plan very well, because if you just let Rahu to play its action, Rahu will just, it's got a manipulative way of even communicating. So there can be manipulation also coming from various corners. So be very careful with manipulative communication in your lives. That's one thing. Second thing, what I'm seeing is two Gandanta transits which are going to happen for Gemini. Is Mars is going to move from the sixth house, which is good, to the seventh house. But again, it's going to bring in some heavy duty energies from your work also to your relationship, because sixth house is your service. Yes. And you might be really overworking. You might be very passionate about your work and you've been overworking, but you might also have some differences of opinion with somebody in your workplace. Mm-hmm. And slowly you want to move towards, going into the seventh house where you feel much more comfortable. Okay, that's one of the Kanata transits which is coming up with Mars. And another transit is happening, going to happen from your 10th house to your 11th house, which is Venus. Venus is the Lord of beauty, compassion, love, romanticism. So it's your fifth house Lord, Gemini. So go for it. You have probably want to romance somebody in your office or at your workplace. If you're not married, this is a I'm not asking married people to go
Yes.
romance somebody at your office.
Married people stay married.
Yes, people stay married and behave yourself. Those people who are seeking somebody, and maybe this is the best time to ask a co-worker to go for a date. You know, and if you're single, this is the best time to go out for a date or a candlelight dinner because Venus is exalted in the 10th house, which means somebody out there, a woman that you've been seeing for a long time at your workplace and you really wanted, you like her, and you've always been afraid to say, this is the time to muster your guts because Mars is also going to go to your 7th house from the 8th of February. So maybe a Valentine proposition maybe coming up on your cards. And I see that when I see this transit of Mercury also, I feel it's very favorable till the 17th. But after 17th, you have to be very careful about what you say and what you do because Mercury has a tendency to misconstrue whenever it's or miscommunicate whenever it's going retrograde.
Now, Dr. Pai, with Mercury retrograde that you mentioned, it's happening in the ninth house. Is it possible also miscommunication with the father, as far as like ninth house, or guru, or people, teachers?
Teachers, gurus, your belief system. Sometimes your belief systems are also challenged. What you believe in, it could be a faith, it could be a religion, it could be a teacher, it could be a guru, it could be a father, it could be a manager, it could be somebody who's in power that you always look forward for. That could be something going wrong in that area. Also, what I want to say to you is that it's also going to help you if you start thinking more spiritual, because ninth house is the house of religiousness. It's also about charities and good deeds that you do. So maybe Mercury can help you want to donate something. If you really want to donate something, maybe this is a great time, especially if you want to donate books or you want to teach somebody about accountancy or any forms of what Mercury believes in, higher education, or teaching somebody or helping somebody with their English or helping somebody with their education and legal matters, maybe something might help you.
Now, Dr. Pai, with having three planets in the middle of February, Jupiter, K2, and Mars, it does not cross, conjunct. So, I mean, but they're sitting still on the same house. How does it affect the relationship, the partnership house? And this can also be seen as their fame from their 10th house. And how they, like if there's any kind of contract also, especially Mercury going retrograde, signing of contract, getting a new job or a new lease. How does it affect? Because it's very significant because K2 is there and Jupiter and then Mars, and K2 acts on its own. Yes, it does act like a Mars, but Mars is Mars and K2 is K2. How does this three planets sitting on the 7th house of partnership would affect them, Dr. Pat?
For Gemini, a word of caution that I want to give, Sal, to all the viewers is remember when Mars is going to come with Ketu, it can lead to some fireworks, in your relationships, in your how people are perceive you in the outside world, because that's your 7th house. But Jupiter is this one which saves grace. Wherever Jupiter is sitting, it says, calm down, guys. You don't have to be really worked up. Don't be, showing too much of anger or frustration. So it's just going to calm it down. But the beauty of the thing is because Jupiter is a 10th house lord as well. So in the career, they are going to see a significant rise. There might be a reward, or there might be some recognition that you might get. There might be that email that you have been waiting for from your client saying appreciating your work, which might be there. Your partner might also appreciate you in some things that you've done. But remember, Mars and Ketu have their own way of trying to bring this out. Sometimes I've seen that whenever this combination comes, you might want to go to your manager and ask them, how did I do with my work? Because sometimes these are unrecognized things. I was saying, oh, you have been doing very well. So, okay, now I'm just taking my feedback. And then, that your manager or your boss has really recommended you for a pay rise or even for a gift or a bonus for going that extra mile and working very hard. Because when Mars is in the sixth house, you really toiled very hard,
Yes.
but now is the time for you to relax and to claim that benefit that you are going to get.
Yes. So for the Gemini ascendant, having Mars in the sixth house, which is the house of mundane, this is a servitude. This is you do it. You're 9 to 5, and you have utilized this energy. And of course, after you have you have shown consistency, finishing the project, finishing the deadline, and you were at it because Mars gives you that, and especially also with your health. Now you will see the result of it. Because remember, the result of the sixth house will be seen from the seventh house. So if you were doing the hard work, this is the pay time, the payback. You will get the recognition, especially Jupiter, in so second house from your sixth. Then of course there is some sort of blessing that will come to you, and it's like Jupiter is the planet of abundance. So that will come to you only if you were able to utilize this energy in the past month, because Mars will be moving already to seventh house. Now, Dr. Pai, with the separation of Saturn and Sun in their eighth house, eighth house deals with our subconscious, and as far as like Saturn will sit there for 2.5 years more, and then Sun coming out of it. Is there anything that is going to affect the way that they think subconsciously?
I think subconsciously also, if they have been unsettled in the place that they're leaving, maybe a home or they work, they might want to probably look at changing over. Maybe this is a time when I feel, even though maybe after the 17th, you should never go into a new agreement, but I think you are making plans to really move, because when Sun is going to go over there between the mid of this month, I think there is, because it's the third house lord, so short journeys is possible. Some things about moving from the house is also possible, for betterment. I think it's for good that you'll be moving, but there could be some pain around that move, because Sun represents government, and
Yes.
maybe
Authority.
also authority, and the eighth houses. Maybe you'll have to part pay with some of your taxes, which you're really not thought about.
Yes.
So, making that advance payment for taxes that you have never paid for, maybe this is a time we really need to think about it.
So for the Gemini ascendant, it's like because eighth house is taxes also. So this is the perfect time to get your ducks in a row. Because Saturn does favor the eighth house. It likes to sit in the sixth, the eighth, and the 12, if I'm not mistaken. So it's like Saturn is doing good. Especially this transit. Eighth house is sudden changes, anything unexpected, and having Shani there, Saturn sitting there, it will stabilize it for now. So you have the favor, and use this energy so that you can, anything that is even your partner's income, because this is your eighth house, so income of the partner is seen in the eighth house. So this is the time that maybe you guys will allot money, save money. It's all about keeping things in order financially, and taxes is where eighth house is, and Saturn, Saturn rules taxes, right? Correct, Dr. Pai?
Yeah.
Saturn also
Yeah,
rules
that's right.
taxes.
Yeah.
So Dr. Pai, any last word for the Gemini ascendant?
One thing for the Gemini ascendant, I think there's a lot of good deeds that can happen with Mercury in the ninth house for you. Some charitable work that you would want to do, some things that are at home that you never thought you would use them ever. I think it's good to give away as a good Samaritan. Also think about getting the decluttering. This is, I think, is a very great thing for you. One more thing of what I want to say for Gemini, also watch out for your partner suddenly becoming more spiritual. Jupiter Ketu is spirituality. Maybe your partner wants to go to that yoga institute, or a new meditation course, or a retreat program, for a wellness program or something. They really want to think about wanting to bring that change in the shift, and they suddenly become spiritual. Quote, I'm not saying religious. There is a difference between being religious and spiritual. So suddenly you will see a shift where they want to be working on themselves, or wanting to be better human beings. I think that's where the focus is.
Going within. Okay, so for the Gemini ascendant, for me, the only thing that I would just like to remind you, your natural Lord, of course, will go in retrograde, which happens, every 3 months. It's nothing new. You guys have dealt with it every time. So, but, every time it's retrograde, we have to go within. It's like, no big actions, no big purchases. It's all about just going within, just for a few, like 30 days at the least. Okay? So that's it for the Gemini. Make sure you guys click subscribe and like. We do this every month, and I will see you guys again for the Gemini Ascendant, Gemini Moon next March. Bye, guys.